Hello, everybody. Thank you for switching to Friday this week. With the, we had locally here, we had the quarter auction Wednesday. Phyllis came up for it with Candace, and whenever we have, well, we try to do a meeting the day after special events anyway, but definitely if people travel a long distance, we like to do a meeting the day after so that they get the most for their hotel stay and driving aggravation and everything else. So we had our meeting yesterday here, and that's why I couldn't do the call as well. So thank you for that. Although it seems like Friday is actually better for some people, so this is, I'm glad. So is everyone's that has kids finally done with school? Like definitely everybody's done now? Yeah. All right. Because honestly, there's still proms and graduations happening here. Like tonight is Belmore. There's like proms in Belmore. There's graduation still taking place tomorrow. My son's school ends seniors back in May. So like his prom at this point is almost 2 months ago. So it's so weird to me that there's still people doing prom and graduation, which is the other reason why I was so impressed with the local team, because when I was inviting, I got a lot of no's due to today's the last day of school. That night is the, graduation for, the prom for, blah, blah, blah. And even with that, we had asked them to set up 8 tables, and there were 6 empty seats in the entire room. Full blown tables of 10. There was like 2 seats at one table and I think 4 seats at another. That was it. So we really had a packed house. So the fact that everybody was able to find that we found almost 80 people that didn't have those objections was definitely had to take some fortitude. So I was super impressed with that. Just as, since this is, our beginning of July call, to give you a quick overview, and I do want to get on the reports for some more stats, but you saw that I posted yesterday that we beat last June by 26,000 net and non. That is ridiculously fabulous. So to have that kind of a jump, I mean, it yielded me a call from Scott where he was like, so great to see, your team doing such different numbers than the same time last year. And I'm just so proud of you guys. Teams in like every spot growing, and you guys getting bonuses you didn't used to get. And, Jen, tell us about how you're focusing your team so that you're starting to really see that division level bonus.
Yeah, sorry, my printer is going. I have been every month been offering $100 cash bonus when we hit our $10,000 net bonus. So that's one thing that's been very motivating. And I kind of, in all honesty, was not tracking very well this month for June, thinking that, I know this is a building month. We've got a lot of oncoming team members. My sales were not where I wanted them to be this month. And so I just I wasn't really checking until the last week and a half. And then I logged on and I was like, oh my goodness, we have really been focusing on team building. And because of that, we hit it without even a struggle. And so just by continuing to incentivize with the cash bonus, I think that's been really fun. Who doesn't want, $100 coming their way? And then on top of that, the Mercedes bonus is, with the team building, has been something that has been coming in as well. And that one has just, obviously this last month with all of the new team members and the free kit, that was amazing. I did the little, the group chat to make sure people got qualified. That was really helpful. And that way, that made the bonuses and the money come in as well. So it's been the last 3 months have been really cool to see those numbers really climbing. It's really encouraging, and It's like, okay, like I finally feel like I'm seeing the bigger picture of this process. Like I know that it has worked and it has continued to work, but it's a new level of like, wow, like this is really happening.
That is so exciting. I'm hearing a whole lot I'm paying attention, and that takes, I mean, it sounds so simple, but Park Lane offers a lot. And sometimes we get so distracted by rich rewards that we forget the $1,000 that's on the table. We talked about that a good 6 months ago. And I think that's when Jen really did start turning it around to pay attention to the bonuses in the career plan. So then you hit your Mercedes bonus and your 10,000, which means that you have $1,000 coming to you on next week's paycheck.
Wow.
Because it's $500 for the cash out of the Mercedes and $500 for the division bonus. And she's offering a $100 bonus when they hit the 10,000. Now, typically, when they hit the 10,000, she gets her Mercedes bonus because the Mercedes bonus is a lower requirement. She only has to do 8,000 for the Mercedes, right?
It's 10 net non.
10 net non, whereas it's 10 net for the bonus.
Correct.
So if she's doing 10 net, she's obviously doing 10 net non, and likely to hit the 10 net non, she's launching enough people. She's launching the 3 people that she needs. So to offer a $100 out of the 500 to 1,000 that she's getting, either way, she's making $400 or $900 extra. So that was super smart. Yes.
I have a question. You're offering $100 to each person, or you're raffling it to everyone?
Yep, everyone that was
active
in the month. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yep.
And she's got this going on her team page. They're like, how close are we? Are we almost there? And, they are on it. Ashley, I see that you're on and you're part of that team. What would you say about that? Like, do your people pay attention to this? Do you pay attention to this? Like, is this something that you would vouch for is motivating?
Super motivating. Yeah, I definitely pay attention. And I try to just put as much as I can into it. So at least I know my part's done. Like, I see my number and I'm like, okay, if I'm here, I know everybody else only has this much left. But it definitely is a huge motivator, especially when I hit like a time where it's getting a little tough, where I've gotten a lot of no's. Then it's really motivating.
I love it. And Ashley herself, Jen shared with us those screenshots. She was like $400 or $500 short on that Rich Rewards item, and she was just like, no, I'm finding it. Again, paying attention and finding the sales makes a big difference. I found that this month what also made a big difference is people liking the Rich Rewards item, because that is an area we did not great this month. Very few people earning what looks to be an ugly set. So I am going to report that back, because that kind of was lousy. We launched a lot of new people, that some of which even made it in for level 1 Rich Rewards, but we launched so many people at 1,900, 2,000, and then besides them, so many of the regular team, the existing team, was at 2,100, 1,900, 2,000, 2,200. In a month where that piece is rocking, people found that $300 and $400 and $500. And I think that people looked at that set and they were like, whatever. So I'm going to definitely report that back to you. Or am I making that up? Like, do you agree that it was a problem?
Yes, totally, 100%.
Yeah.
It wasn't motivating for me. Like, I hate to say that, but I felt like it kind of was one of those things where it was like, okay, I have a lot of other stuff going on with all these other team members, and like, okay, well, whatever. It's not, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
it kind of, and you know me, like, I am all about incentives, and like, that is part of who I am, and I'm very, but I was just like,
Yeah, I know. And I think it was organization wide. I want to say 3 people earned it, and usually we would have like 12 or way more. So did they show what the next set is? Yeah, did they show this month's in the network? Why do I not remember?
They showed a sneak peek, but not the actual piece. I think they're going to show us at convention.
That makes sense. Okay. So I would say it's safe to say that we definitely want this one because it's going to clearly be something. Although I would have thought this one was too.
It's this little sneak peek situation.
Okay.
Got crystals.
Awesome. All right. So hopefully it's a good piece because people are brats, man. It's like, oh, that piece is a little weird. I'm not going to bother. And I'm not saying, I know, Jen, you were totally brave and fabulous to share that you had to make a decision. But I will say, Jen, you had 9 new people, right? You had 9 people take advantage of free kits. So are all 9 of them in now?
No, I have 2 that are not.
And are they going to, or is it going to be this month?
One will, one I'm not sure.
Amazing. Well, one other thing that I would share with you with regards to this topic is that Jennifer Bond shared with me that on the most recent Nationals call, they were talking about what teams did well with this incentive, and we are completely winning. We are the ones that are like winning.
Good.
I don't know, that wasn't the word she used, that's my translation, is that we are, there was several minutes discussed about how, not just how many we had, but apparently our qualification rate and our activity rate is kicking other teams behind.
That makes me so happy because that's really, that's what we stand for as an organization. Like that 100% is who we are and what we do. And so that's encouraging to know that it does make a difference.
Yeah, it does. Paying attention makes a difference. Putting extra effort into making sure where they are they training? Do we have them in an email group? Are we being in touch with them? Truly impressive. You guys have really done a very outstanding job. Now, what I'm noticing is that the ones that are not qualifying, in many cases, the vast majority, are people who re-signed themselves up from the company sent email. And in many cases, either in addition to that, they're long distance. I'm really finding that all of you that sign someone or re-sign somebody local, Donna Russo she launched, doing Sip and Styles, and she did some on her own. I think she did 6 in June. 6 launches between $1,100 and $1,900. They were local. She put them into that. She said, can we please do an extra Sip and Style so that we can get these girls done? That's what we did. So we did an extra Sip and Style. Some of them did a different one. And then she did house parties for a couple of them as well. I'm almost positive Belinda was at least some of them. And here they came, qualified because they were local. She was on top of them. She held a meeting at her house when they were brand new in the beginning, and she did another meeting for them at the end of the month last night. And Donna's an area, and I know Belinda went to the meeting as well, and she made it like a pool party meeting, and it was super successful. So these are the types of things that when you're paying attention, you're on top of them, you're doing. So in my opinion, the ones that are not, for the vast majority of those that are not qualified or unlikely to qualify, are the ones that sign themselves up, and what can we do about that? And the long distance ones that are ignoring our calls. So I guess they'll pay $229, and what are you gonna do?
Yep.
So hopefully in the end the company is happy with this, because it sure would be great to have it done another time. I feel like it'll depend on other teams getting some of the same kind of results that we got. Either that or he can just give us free kits. How about that?
Yeah, for sure.
So in other interesting statistics, So typically, our $20,000 net or 25 net non-team goal, the pattern has typically been last week of the month, we get it pretty handily. And then in many months, we've gotten it the second week. Well, because of the huge influx of new people and them providing a good amount, if not all, of that $25,000 overage from last June, I would say that's what I want to count up. Did that $25,000 pretty much all come from the free kit people? I think it did, truth be told. Which is amazing. I'm not saying that makes it invalid in some way. That's freaking spectacular. It's amazing. So we did not hit it week 2, and we were pretty close, but we did not hit it. But where we did hit it was week 3 and 4, which is totally unusual. However, in this case, I just think it was because of the time it takes for someone to receive a kit and do a launch. And just the second week was not enough time for some people. There were a few people that launched in time for that week 2. But week 3, we hobbled over, and week 4, we hobbled over, like where I stayed up until the last minute and handled it. So we hobbled over. Actually, as it turns out, we were more over than I thought because the dashboard never matches the real numbers. So we actually didn't hobble over. We were over by 1,300, which is awesome. So great job. I mean, who would have thought that we would see these huge numbers in a month that's typically far slower? So kudos to Park Lane for the really cool idea of the free kits. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully other teams can step up and do as well as we're doing with it, and they'll do it again another time. I was kind of hoping I would have my updated convention registration, and I never got a report like I do normally on a Thursday night. Did any senior division or above get a new one? Is that a no? I'm going to email Eric right now.
Michelle, I was trying to unmute. Yes, I did get one.
You did?
Yeah, yesterday.
Okay. I did not. Thank you, Sheila. I'm just going to shoot him this email really quick because I would love to get it while we're still on the phone, on the Zoom. Convention registration list, period. Did they go out last night? Question mark. If so, I did not receive one, period. Can you send one to me, please? Question mark. Okay. I always forget you can speak emails too. That's pretty cool. I think we are in the low 40s now for convention, and we need 50. So, is there anyone that still may be coming? Because now we had a couple of people that I knew were coming that are now on the list that I'm accounting for in that low 40s count. So I'm happy to say Tamika's now on there, which was great. I was like, Tamika, I know you're coming. She's like, I know, I have a plane ticket and a room. I just didn't do the registration. So she did that. Elizabeth is on there. We have, who else that was, and then Sylvia has a brand new person coming that registered. Jen, you had a couple of newbies kicking around.
I need to circle back with, there's 3 people I need to circle back with that were on the fence. So I need to push them over the ledge.
Yes, push them. Who else am I missing?
Michelle, I need to come back.
Couple, right?
I'm sorry. What did you say?
I was talking to, I was talking to you. It was you, right? That has a couple too?
Yeah, and that's what I was going to ask. I have another lady who, did I see an email that said it was extended through the 10th?
For what?
Registration.
Oh, yeah. She can still register?
Okay. Well, I have another one that's going to be registering. And I went back and looked at my emails. I was mistaken. That was my downline, not the
it was the weekly
report.
sales?
Yeah.
Okay. So Sheila, is it a brand new person that's still coming?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so then, so that you know, brand new people, what you do is you go into your account, register them as a guest.
Okay.
That's how they get the $99.
All right.
And then you email Eric and say, I just registered, Mary Smith as a guest. However, she is one of my newer team members. Please change her to a fashion director.
Okay, thanks.
That way she gets the gifts.
Definitely.
Someone has their hand raised.
It's me. It's me.
You also have your actual hand raised, so that's fine.
I just got an email with my report for convention.
Oh, okay.
Now. Okay, I'm gonna mute.
All right. Hopefully then it'll come through while we're talking. That would be great. I mean, of course we can still get the big team convention goal too. It's not like we're not getting the bracelet if we don't get ours, if the overall team does, but we are part of the overall team. So without adding any numbers on our end, it makes it harder, of course, for Mary Grace to hit. I think we're in the 40s to still cross the line with her. With her number. Okay. So we know that the specials are continuing for this, for the 3 weeks, but did you see that there are a lot more sale items? If you didn't notice, you can check it on the Sparkle, on the social media page, and you can see them in the network. But holy cow, the mermaid is now $64, which means it's a $32 half price item. I think the chai earrings just got marked down to $22 regular, if I'm not mistaken, which makes them an $11 half price item or a good regular. So couple of things that means is, number one, great way to do some sort of promotion. If you have not featured these items recently with your VIPs, you can then do a really nice discount on those pieces, do a live, do some sort of, even if you do them within a social sale or something. And also put on your radar your season end, sample sale clearance, and have your team do the same. That I usually do it literally the week of convention, where I start promoting. It's the year end. It's, the season end sample clearance. And then I'll tell them there'll be limited quantities. These are pieces that have been shown in my kit, but are, of course, in pristine condition. And some of them I'll have just the one of. Others I can do maybe at a discounted price. You can feature whatever you want to feature. But I, for real, just clear out the trays and just lay them out. I hold them up. It's been a sample. I've either worn it, I haven't worn it, whatever. And then you know how much cash you have. So if you sell, right before the convention we just had, I did an $800 sale like that. So I went to convention knowing I have $800 to spend. And then as soon as they announced the jewelry, I put in maybe a $600 show with $200 worth of hostess benefits on it. And I just completely turned that whole stack of money around into new jewelry. I overnighted it, and it was at my house on Tuesday. You can't beat that. So make sure that not only is that on your radar, but put it on your team's radar. If you have new people that are we tried to not have them get too much of that stuff that we knew was being discontinued. But if any of them are saying, even people that started maybe 2 or 3 months ago, if they're saying, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do now? Encourage them to do that so that they have the cash, and then they can turn it around the minute that the new jewelry is announced. Because now we're going to find out the jewelry Thursday night. So we're going to know early. Questions or thoughts or comments on that? Or anything we discussed so far? All right, so then let's talk a bit about the quarter auction. So now I feel like pretty much all of you at this point did watch the call that Jennifer did about it, which enabled Summer to feel comfortable enough to do one at her home. I booked the one with Elizabeth and Larry, and then in the interim, I did see it at Mary Grace's event. And then we did the one in Pennsylvania, and then we did one here last night. So quite a few of us now have done one, and I've seen it done a couple of different ways. So it's a really fun event. I have to say, if you can get one in before convention so that then people come, and you can push booking after convention and you can come home to a whole bunch of new shows booked, it would be fantastic. Mary Emmerich's question was, Mary Grace really does not use the quarters, okay? She just sells everybody an all-in paddle for a flat rate. And she has, like, what is this? A card, an index card, and they all say all in all different colors. Like some of them they were just all, it was clearly like the multi-pack of colors. So everybody then goes to their seat with their all-in thing, and then she has chips, and then the chips match the number on their card. So it'll say all in 122. And then she says, and here's your chip going into the bucket. So she puts a chip in the bucket that says 122. So basically, every piece that she does, everyone is in. So they don't have to decide if they want to be in or not. Everybody's in, everyone. Jennifer said that she did not want to do it that way because a big part of the fun is the chucking of the quarters and the noise, and that also when people don't bid and then their number gets pulled, you know, it's funny to be like, wah, wah, and then they're like, oh my God, I gotta do next time. So we did it Jennifer's way because it was originally booked before I had any knowledge, so I wanted to let her do it the way she does it so that I could learn that as well. But we did the bracelets, so I feel like some of these things are harder to conceptualize, and now that we have the items, I can share this with you a little better. So these are the bracelets. Kind of like when you go to a carnival and there's the sticky thing. So you'll see that there's a number here and a number further out. This is the raffle ticket. So this number and this number matches. They put the bracelet on. So this person, the last four digits are 066. And then this 066 tab goes in a bucket. So that now everybody has their bracelet on. Everybody has their quarters. And then for the setup, we had the auction jewelry. And we kind of had it by, like, these are going to be the the 1 quarter bids. These will be the 2. These will be the 3. These will be the 4. You know, thereabouts. We made decisions on the fly. And then all their tabs were in a bucket up at the front. They had the big loud buckets on their tables and all of their quarters in their sandwich bag or their rolls. So then it was literally like, you know, all right, ladies, this is our lifestyle bracelet. Nice and quiet, easy to wear, easy to stack. Normally about $40. We're going to do this as a 1 quarter bid. If you want to be in on this, it's a 1 quarter bid. So now everybody that wants to bid on it stands up and chucks 1 quarter in the bucket. Once they've all had a chance to do that, then you pick a number out. And if I pick 066, the person with the bracelet 066, if they're standing, woo, and we run the piece out to them. If they are sitting, then their friends go, what'd you do that for? It was a 1 quarter bid. Oh my God, you're crazy. And then you pick another number, and hopefully that person is standing. So I just want to kind of go over that part. And then you take a couple of breaks through the night. Once you explain the sale, once you explain the hostess program, once you explain the business opportunity, we totally still did raffle. So we 100% still did that. The team brings pieces of jewelry to contribute to the raffle. Brand new people through every level up and through, and of course, including me, all brought jewelry. I brought every neck I own to set up both the raffle display and the quarter auction display so that they both looked really nice. And we sold the kind that are the sheets like this for the $10, which is the same as we do at a Sip and Style. We did not do all the bags, though, Chinese auction way. We do it the way we do at Sip and Styles, which is all we give them to keep is the big number in the corner. All these numbers are the same, remember. We put all 25 numbers.
Where do you get those?
You have to order them online, so just on Amazon.
Okay, thank you. I've never seen this.
And you can call them Chinese auction. You can search Tricky Tray, Chinese auction, or raffle, and they all come up. So again, if this is new to you, they keep this big one, okay? So this is the big number at the top, and then every one of these is the same number. So they get 25 chances to win, but they only have to remember their number 139, the last 3 digits.
I've never seen those before. Okay.
Oh my God. Dude, you know when they take the big sheet and now you're reading 1,000 numbers,
Yes,
they're tracking 1,000 numbers, who doesn't speak English? It's hard.
Yes.
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 So now they only track one number. We use these at Sip and Styles too. $10 for the sheet, 25 chances to win.
Love it.
Literally everybody in the room buys one.
Yes.
This will really jack up your money that you bring in at any event.
Yeah.
And then we just put all 25 of them in the bag.
Love
And
it.
then they win, and the order they win is the order they pick.
Yep.
The reason, too, I do this is because when we would do it with the bags, I never knew how many bags to bring. It makes the display all cluttered. We only do the bags at Scott events. So I'm glad that that was new information to some of you.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
love that. Thank you.
And we did that at the end, and it was good because some people that never won an auction won a raffle or two. So, because we did have, you know, a good 20 pieces, I would say, on the raffle. So, just some questions that we had gotten that I'll just kind of go over with you guys. We did place an order in advance for the jewelry that was used for the, Jennifer had said about 40 pieces. So we ordered about 40 pieces, and then we added, me, Belinda, and Donna added some high-end additions. I had an older hostess-only bracelet. Donna brought a signature. Belinda brought a really cool, pink impressions. You know, we had some like really cool high-end stuff that we added in as well. I did a Prince necklace. I also did the Oz earrings because we know those are going anyway. So I put those in there. That way there were some like cool extras. And so what we, of course, and then you have, of course, if whatever your room cost is, right? So you want your raffle, your quarters, and your admission ticket, the $10, we charge $10, to cover what you spent on the jewelry, even if it's, you know, less the commission, right? And then what you're going to pay the waitress or the restaurant or whatever and her tip. And then the first time you do the event, there will be some other expenses. The bracelets, of course, cost money. Donna had put in $80 for the bucket, so I reimbursed her out of that same money. So to get back to Mary Emmerich's original question, do I prefer the quarters or the, I said the quarters are more fun, but what's not so fun is coming home with 4 of this and spending until 3 in the morning rolling.
Whoa! Why
of
didn't you
these
take that
buckets.
to this bank?
My bank doesn't have that.
Oh, that's horrible. Oh my gosh, you poor thing.
Mine does. She doesn't listen to me.
Oh my
I
gosh.
would have sent the quarters home with you.
It's not 42. Yeah.
So
Oh my gosh.
Sometime by 2020, we'll have these quarters rolled right up.
We should have did that yesterday that we were sitting there talking.
I know we should have. That would have been great. I will say that it doesn't take that long to roll quarters that are only quarters. Like, I'm not picking through change.
Yeah.
I picked up 4 at a time and did it, so it's fine. But it looks like we pretty much broke exactly even. I was, of course, thinking it would be great if we had extra, because I did offer a booking incentive, and of course would be fabulous if I had money that would contribute to that. And I might. I don't really know, but we'll find out. So
what did you do for the booking incentive?
I did their choice of a mermaid necklace, and this was the day before it went on sale, so score for me. The mermaid necklace, the Echo necklace, because both of those were very popular at the event.
Okay.
And then, like a moron, I threw in a jewel bracelet because they haven't been on back order long enough. Let me now make sure I do it as an incentive. So that was kind of dumb, but I did that anyway. So I just gave 3 choices because I wanted to make sure they weren't all bonus item caliber. Some people really like the bracelet, and I can use that as half price items when I make the order.
So Michelle, question. Did they get anything for the $10 admission, or was it?
They got to eat.
Oh, okay.
And
Gotcha.
be there.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. That's good.
Yeah.
And the ticket.
And that's
The
what
number.
they got. That was the bracelet. So when they walked in, Teresa was actually sitting at the door, and they gave her $10. She gave them the bracelet. The ticket went in, and so basically, we thought that the 5 appetizers we normally put on the table would be enough. What we quickly realized was that these tables were truly full of 10 people. Sippin' Styles, they're set for 10, but who's got 6, who's got 7 or 8, and the food went like that, and people got a little testy. So instead of each table having $50 worth of food, I quick said to the manager, can you please bring out another order of these, 2 of the items, which brought it to $70 a table, which cut into our profits by $160. But I didn't want people to be mad, so we just added in those 2 appetizers. So yeah, they got appetizers for that $10. I actually too did bring, I decided at the last minute, I had a couple of sets of creamsicles and the old Zenas or whatever, and I put them through the sparkle cards and put a business card and then put them in the little, in a little pouch and put them at every seat at my table. So everybody did get a pair of earrings that sat at my table. Which I do for
Yeah, you
events.
made my customers jealous, by the way.
Oh,
I would
sorry.
have bought some.
I honestly, if I thought of it soon enough, I would have remembered. Although, I mean, I do that. We always do it for Scott events and stuff too. I don't know. I just felt like they were paying, so. But I decided it at the last minute. Sorry about that. I'll tell
What
them.
earrings?
It's okay.
What earrings did you use again?
Say that again?
What earrings did you use?
The creamsicles and, just a couple of different multi-packs I had on hand. Creamsicle was definitely one of them. And then I had like an older set. Was it like Zena or something? They were like darker colors and silver, little studs. You could use the Lulus.
The Hadleys have been super popular. For
Yeah,
me to give
could have
away.
did that too, and that has more
All
to
of
them.
those ones. Yeah.
Yep, any of them was
Which one
fun.
you said, Jennifer? Which one?
The Hadley, they have like 15
Oh,
or whatever.
yes.
Yeah. So it was a great night. It goes fast. I mean, 8:39 we were done, and we started at 10 after 7.
Wow.
I thought that was crazy.
Wow. That's good though.
Yeah. Yeah, so if people needed to leave, nobody was made to stay out late, that's for sure. Now, there were people that certainly sat there for a good another half hour where they were placing orders. Donna got a new recruit. I have a new recruit. So there was certainly some of that. People who booked, we did the bags with the tissue paper and the Fast 50s attached and all that. A bunch of people booked shows. So, of course, that part, but I said on the microphone, thanks so much for coming. We're going to help you with whatever you need at the table, blah, 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 and put it down, and it was 8:39. Does anyone else have a question?
I think I'm gonna go for it before convention.
I would, Jen.
Happen.
Jump on in. It's
I
a
think
great thing
So
to do.
helpful for everybody right now.
Yeah.
Super.
And what was super cool about it too is that people were like, "When?" You know, like Elizabeth is saying, "When's the next one? When's the next one?" The next one is going to be the week after Christmas. You know how it's like pulling teeth to get business that week?
Love that.
That's when Mary Grace does her biggest one of the year. She does it usually December 28th or 29th or something like that, and then they book the crap out of January.
Love it. Okay.
So that's when we're doing it again. Anyone else want to share anything or ask any question before I do the raffle?
Oh, I did have one question. Did you assign dollar amounts to quarters, like 50 and under, 1 quarter, 75 to 50? Did you do that at all, or you just kind of went off
We kind of eyeballed it. Lots of earrings we just did for 1, and then things like I did the Aquarius, I think maybe even for 1, and then we did a bunch of things for 2. 3/4 bids were things like 80-ish, you know. And then once we were over 100, we did it as 3 or 4. We typically did 3 for things that were like in the 100-ish range. But then remember, we also had mystery bags. That's where the signature was. That's where some of the impressions bracelets were. That's where the Prince necklace was, the secret hostess only.
They
and
didn't know what they were bidding on.
Nope. We would like make a whole skit out of it. Like you look in the bag and you're like, oh my gosh. I can't even believe what's in here. This is like one of the highest end things we've ever had. This is going to have to be 4. And then you hold it up like the Lion King.
I love it.
And they all jump out of their seats.
I love it. Okay.
And how much did you charge for the mystery bags?
Most of them we did 4. I think because there was, I feel like maybe we did 1 or 2 of them for 3, but mostly 4.
Okay. Did you also, Michelle, do the retail price of the items when you were showing the items?
Like, we tell them what the retail was?
Yes.
Sometimes, not necessarily every single time,
Okay.
but we did tell them, especially when it was particularly good.
Okay.
Phyllis, you had a question?
You know what, though? When we were at the tables, though, one of the things that Candace and I did, we were telling people who were guests how much those pieces were worth. And sometimes they weren't going to bid, but when we said, oh, that's $150 piece, they hurried up and put their quarters in. So it pays to have people on your team at the tables with your guests.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that was great because
a little bit.
that's what's good about, like, Phyllis sat with my guests because my guests clearly didn't have a fashion director at it because I was their fashion director. So, like, Jen, if you're running your event and you have someone from the team come that doesn't have guests, put them at at your table so that they can kind of be like, oh, that's a really good one. That's $75 piece. That's $100 piece. Just so that somebody is in charge at the table that works at Park Lane.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, this was great. Thank you, everybody. All right. So, again, congratulations on another bonus hitting week that we had our $20,000. So, I'm going to pick another Leader Retreat winner. Last week's winner was Beth. And this week's winner is... I'm shaking. I'm
Drum roll.
I know you can't see my hands, but...
Drum roll.
All right, here we go. The winner is Sheila. Sheila Williams, congratulations. You now are a level 1 leader.
I have to show myself for that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Great job.
All right.
My husband even commented, he goes, man, you really have like consistent leaders. We still have not had a double winner. We're still on like level 1 winners. And And we still have, remember, this doesn't just go to convention. We're going to do right up until the week of the retreat. So we still have like a month, more than a month to go for this. So we can still have people bump on up. But congratulations, Sheila.
Good. I was coming anyway, but hey, that's great. Thanks.
Yeah. Now it's going to be, you get extra stuff and a free registration. So that's
Yeah.
All right, everybody, go enjoy the day. Tomorrow is Matthew's graduation party, so I am like a little freaking out. We're going to make sure that it's a sunny, nice day. And I was telling the girls yesterday, this is the first party that I'm not cooking for. Normal people find that relaxing. I find that stressful as hell. So I hope that the food is good and it doesn't rain. That's my goal for the day.
Send out all the good vibes your way.
Thank you. I appreciate
So
it.
just really quick before everybody hangs up, if you're coming to the August leadership at Michelle's, please bring sunblock because I am completely burned and I'm Spanish. So yeah, just so you know. Okay? I look at this. Heck no, I am red as hell.
I just
And also, if you take the boat out, just don't record and talk because we can't hear you.
What did you say? I'm not talking.
believe
You
how
said
long
that.
that
You
video
said
was.
that.
I'm like, oh, because I couldn't believe how long it was. I'm like, oh, she kept this running for quite
It was like 4 minutes.
5+ minutes.
No, it wasn't. It was 4. No, but it's not even the fact that it was long. The whole beginning, my chest was bouncing. It was so embarrassing. I was getting private messages from people like, oh, that was nice. Oh my God. Yeah, very embarrassing. I was going to take it down, but I thought it would get worse. So I was like, just forget it. It's already there, whatever. So I didn't watch the video without knowing. Yeah.
You got pervert friends. There's nothing wrong with your boobs.
Thank you. Yeah. So I gotta like pull my shirt up. Hold on a second. There we go.
All right, well, go get your extra 20% off that you got behind you there. And thanks again, everybody. Great job, and let's have a great. We have 3 weeks till convention. 2 weeks is on the recognition, so let's kill it. I want to see everybody up on stage, and we're really doing well. I know you guys are going to be on stage a lot. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.